Thank you so much. And hey, everybody. I hope you're having a good event. I hope you're having a good evening. I hope you're ready for. Gosh, I'm so excited for Tetris the Grandmaster. I'm so excited for Eon. Oh, I'm so excited for these shirts. Oh my gosh, these shirts. It's a very excitable evening, and I hope you're feeling it too.
Yeah. So, um,
Are you feeling it?
I am feeling it. I've been watching the marathon like all day, practicing, getting ready. It's been super hype. I just want to thank everyone who's donated, especially towards the All Codes incentive, and also not making me play Pyramid again. If if you remember the events of Winter Pride, where I was a surprise bonus incentive to play TGM, and then I got the donation disincentive to play Pyramid instead because the actual incentive wasn't met. So thank you for giving me this reprieve from Pyramid. Uh, anyway, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get started here. This is Tetris the Grandmaster. You may or may not be familiar with this from other marathons, but we'll go through it all. So, 3, 2, 1, go. So, you may be familiar with Tetris from like NES Tetris or Game Boy Tetris, and this is a bit different. So, it is a classic Tetris game from 1998. It was released in arcades in Japan only, and a couple things you may notice right off the bat is the level at the bottom right of my stack there is incrementing rather quickly. And that's because it increments every piece you place and every line you clear. So clearing a Tetris will... Oh, that's a bad placement. So let's clean that up a bit. But clearing a Tetris will actually advance you 4 levels rather than, as compared to a single, which advances you 1 level. So got that cleaned up. That was a little bit scary there. You don't like to have those misdrops. The other thing you may notice is at the top right of my stack, there is that big number 5. And that is my grade. The game keeps track of that up until it started out at 9, and it counts down to 1, and then goes to S1 and counts all the way up to S9. And then if you meet some additional requirements, you can actually get the Grandmaster rank, which is the goal of this game. So I will be doing my best to achieve that. And in order to get that Grandmaster rank, you have to survive to level 999 in under 13 and a half minutes, as well as some additional scoring stuff that none of which should be a problem as long as I survive to that 999 level. Okay, this is a little bit dicey. Was supposed to be trying to play it a little bit safer, and there we go. Okay. So we want to be kind of stacked up a bit at the when we go into level 200 because the gravity actually resets. And this game, as you may have noticed, does not have an instant drop, which is the primary reason why I have not been... oh, shoot. Oh, gosh dang it. I got into a bad situation there. So, I think, can I go again? Because
I mean, we're literally at the start.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Sometimes the TGM randomizer, this is actually a perfect time to talk about the randomizer because sometimes the randomizer is mean and doesn't give you the pieces that you want.
A randomizer that is sometimes mean?
Yes.
What?
So the way Modern Tetris uses what we call a bag randomizer, where it puts all 7 pieces into a bag, and it draws them out one at a time, and then once it goes through the bag, then it refills the bag, and you get to go again. And starting off again with some real questionable stacking. Okay, there we go. That's some breathing room that I want.
That's really interesting. I wasn't aware that that's how the piece randomizer worked.
Yeah, so that's modern Tetris. This one, however, does not work that way.
Oh.
What it does is it has it's random, but it has a memory, so it takes the 4 most recent pieces that you've given, and it remembers, or that it's given you, and it remembers them, and then it tries not to give them to you again. And it does that by, if it draws a piece that it's given you in those last 4, it draws again. And it will draw up to 4 times before it gives up and just gives you the piece.
I really appreciate this, just draw again. This could lead to an infinite loop, so whatever. Sorry about that. Here's the piece you didn't want.
Yeah, so, and the sequel to this game will draw up to 6 times, and so it gives you slightly more fair RNG. And I had a nice off by 1 error there with that eyepiece. Okay.
So the thing I'm understanding is that you're you're buffering all these movements. You're calculating how many steps you want, and by the time the piece is out, you have decided where to put it.
Yes. So, also talking about buffering the pieces, you may hear there's a little metallic swing sound that plays sometimes when a piece spawns. And that is because I'm actually buffering a rotation so that the piece will spawn pre-rotated. And this is also not a good situation to be in. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit better. I would really like an eyepiece. Thank you very much, game.
Oh my gosh. I'm having flashback of playing Bastet back in the day.
Oh yeah, no, that's this has a better randomizer than that. Yeah, so the randomizer is kind of mean, but it's mostly fair. You should be able to get a Grandmaster rank on most games, although if you want to play quickly, sometimes that's not always possible with what it gives you. But so we're after the point where stacking up saves time, so we can actually keep the stack a bit lower, hopefully. And I messed up that T-spin that I was trying to do because I accidentally skipped the gap, so... Okay,
right.
More singles than you want to, but trying to keep it safe.
I'd forgotten that is actually a mechanic because the pieces aren't falling fast enough and you are under a time limit that you want the stack to be higher so the pieces drop faster.
Right, yeah, so the because we don't have that instant drop, that's why we stack up like that. So... Okay.
Has anyone ever thought of just patching that in, or is that not something you do?
That's not really something you do. It being arcade hardware, you'd have to flash your ROM chips and stuff like that, and that's not something most people are willing to do given the cost of these arcade boards.
Oh yeah, okay, it occurs to me you're playing on hardware.
Yes, I am, so... Okay. Okay, hit the S4. So the requirements I kind of alluded to, there was a requirement at level 300. We had to get there with a grade of 1 in under 4 minutes and 15 seconds. The next requirement is here coming up at level 500. We need to have at least grade S4, and we need to get there in under 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So well under that time requirement. We actually hit S5 before we needed S4. So that's pretty good. And now we're at the second half of the game. It's basically a survival playing at 20G or instant gravity. So 1G is falling 1 row per frame. And so 20G is falling 20 rows per frame, and the well is 20 rows tall. So that gives you instant gravity.
Yeah, like it's. I was about to say, you get 2 whole frames for each piece. That's plenty.
Well, so one nice thing you may notice, I do get time to maneuver the piece before it locks down, although I'm manually locking them down to go faster.
The ultimate flex on this game, saying, no, I need you to be faster here.
Well, because if you don't manually lock it down, you won't actually be playing fast enough to get the Grandmaster rank. So yeah, the game kind of pushes you, but you have to push it back. So I would like some good pieces, please, and thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you for that eyepiece. So you'll also notice I'm tending to stack, keeping the center columns higher than the sides, and that's intentional to give me more piece mobility. We call it pyramid stacking, but that way you can maneuver the pieces and get them where they need to go, and you're not blocked by terrain in order to get it where you want it to be. And that's a pretty important skill that takes some time to develop as you're learning the game.
Is that because like once the piece, because you do get a little bit of time to maneuver it, so you can maneuver it off the stack?
Yeah, so you actually get 30 frames to maneuver the piece, which is, the game runs at 60 frames a second, so that's a half a second. But that 30 seconds actually also resets if the piece falls vertically. So when you have that pyramid, as the piece falls down the steps of the pyramid, that 30 frame counter is resetting with each step. So it can give you more time to maneuver that way. And when people try to go for like, there's a thing sometimes people do where they try to get the like slowest clear that they can. And it's like over 45 minutes is what people have been able to do.
Gosh.
It's kind of a boring game. Most of that time is in the first 100 levels.
Now, to be fair, like, yeah, I would want most of the like difficulty to be at the start in case of
Oh, come on. I am locking before I should, and that's causing problems.
Watching this is also like very fun for like, you know, my Tetris brain to see. I can see the piece and I can figure out where I would put it, and a lot of the time it's where you end up putting it. It's like, oh, nice, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And it's also like one thing I recommend people do if they're, I did not mean to rotate that eyepiece. That was a bad eye spin. But when people are learning and wanting to get better, one thing I recommend is like doing just that when you watch people play. And in the instances when the placement doesn't match where you would want to play it, to try to figure out why it didn't match, because like it's possible it could be a misdrop or it could be something more going on there that you just didn't notice.
Incidentally, that's my favorite way of my favorite style of randomizer commentary is when I'm watching randomizer races of anything, when the commentators go oh, this player is going there. I wouldn't have expected that. There's got to be a reason, and try to figure it out. And it turns out, oh, actually, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're doing pretty good here. Not quite gonna get the sub 11 GM, but well under the 13 minutes. So,
hey,
there we go. Got that.
Is there a reason why they chose 13 and a half minutes? That feels odd.
I'm honestly not sure how that came about for the timings. I think they just kind of picked some stuff from their testing. But it turns out that you can go much faster than 13 and a half minutes, as I was, over 2 minutes faster here. My personal best is 10 minutes and 23 seconds. And I've been kind of grinding towards a sub 10 minute run. The world record is actually under 9 minutes. I forget exactly what it is, but it's 8 minutes and 48 seconds or something. Okay. So there we go. Got that Grandmaster in the normal mode, or the master mode. And so, without further ado, I guess we can hop into the reverse mode.
Yeah, I do have a couple of donations if you'd like some cheering on.
Yeah, and I can take a drink of water.
Yeah, stay hydrated. That's good. We have $25 from Mrs. of Numbers saying, "Proud of you, Eon. You're doing a heckin' good job."
Oh, thank you.
And we have $20 from DVTKI saying, "I have a sneaking suspicion that Eon is really good at Tetris. Heck."
Nice.
And also, we have a $50 donation from Tetra saying, "Left, left, left, down, C, B, A."
That is the button code for big mode, which is Tetra's favorite mode to play. So
nice.
So Tetra will be happy that the all codes incentive was met. So
thank you so much for your donations, everybody. And thank you, Eon, for an exhilarating first half. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. And yeah, let's get started. Thanks for all the kind words in chat and everything too. So 3, 2, 1, go. So what you may not have realized is that we were playing Tetris upside down before, and now it's time to play it the way that it was meant to be played. This is Tetris right side up, and I will fight anyone who says anything to the contrary. No, but for real, this is reverse mode, and it is super disorienting to a lot of people, so I apologize if it is disorienting. I will try to do my best to get through it as quickly as I can.
It's only fair. You just played through Tetris, so now you have all these pieces, and you're gonna flick them back up at the ceiling.
Right. So this was the way I got started, or I guess I should say before I get into some of that, is all of the rules and everything are exactly the same as the regular mode that I just played. However, the playing field has been rotated 180 degrees, and so that's why if you notice, so the eyepiece rotates right of center normally, now it rotates left of center, which is why I'm stacking for the Tetris well on the left side. and I was stacking for the Tetris well on the right side before. And I could really use an eyepiece. Please and thank you. There we go. So... Okay, and how I got into doing this, because it's not a game mode that most people spend much time on, is I was playing a lot of the normal mode and for practicing for a marathon years ago, and sometimes I would just sort of need like a mental reset. And so I found that like playing Rev mode sort of engaged my neural pathways in a different way that kind of helped to give me a reset. And then I could go back to playing the normal mode, doing that grind for getting ready for the marathon, and it was good. And then at one point I realized, like, hey, I actually survived reasonably far and got a decent grade. Like, I think I could maybe get Grandmaster in this mode. And so then after that marathon, I then eventually spent enough time with it, specifically trying to get Grandmaster in this game mode. And I will say that it was the closest thing I think I could ever come to relearning Tetris from scratch. And so I think it would be really cool if someone ever actually like focused purely on Rev mode and got Grandmaster in Rev mode before the normal mode, but I don't know that that's ever going to happen. I think it would be really cool if it did.
Can I pop in with a really quick donation?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Corundum Core gives $5 and says, "Hey everyone, we're about $400 shy of unlocking our closer, Hollow Knight. Can we get a $5 train at 5 minutes 55 on the timer?
Ooh.
See if we can do it."
That's a good call out, and yeah, I think we all want to unlock Hollow Knight.
Yeah, back to flipping our brain upside down for this one.
So yeah, and but it's actually a lot of fun, and most of the skills translate over from the normal mode, but like you have to focus on different things, like you're looking at the top of the piece instead of the bottom, and the bottom of the stack instead of the top. So like I really had problems where I would like expect the piece, like I would sort of get the pieces confused, and I would expect the piece to fit somewhere that it didn't fit. So that was a thing that took a bit of practice to like break myself of that habit, and sort of relearn how the pieces work when they're going upside down.
Yeah, the thing I mentioned earlier about like I would look at the pieces and guess where like I would place them. My brain can no longer do this now.
Yeah, and that's not surprising. Okay, thank you for that. And now I need... Okay, gotta do some upstacking here. Hey, there we go. And we hit that S4 before 500. I usually get it, but sometimes I run into trouble with the score requirement in Rev mode, so... Okay, and so coming up here on 20G, which is real fun in Rev mode, and Most people, when they try, like even grandmasters in this game, um, will not survive this far into the game without some serious practice playing rev mode. Oh, I missed my buffered rotation there, so... Okay, this is not the ideal stack to be having. I missed my buffered rotation again.
Oh, those $5 are rolling in. Choo-choo indeed.
Awesome. Thank you for those $5 donations. If you want to read some of them off, anytime is good. I'm just trying to do some upstacking to clean up a little bit here. I've kind of made a mess of things.
That's perfect. We have Jim B and Storm Vision combining their $5 donations as a chugga 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 choo choo. We have Super Blood Wolf Moon saying $5.55 for $5.55. Thank you for $5.55 at $5.55. We have Captured Bird saying $5 train. Let's get Hollow Knight. Hopefully it's not too buggy.
I would really like an eyepiece, please, and thank you.
Oh, we're also getting some upside down and backwards donations.
Oh, yes, those are the best.
Yes. So we have Partyman X with $25 for and oh wait, hold on. If I stand on my head, it says, "Let's go, Eon." Okay. And we have Demarine with $25 saying, "Backwards donation this read, please. Pride with a Power Marathon favorite to my again, thanks." Oh, sorry. It says, "Thanks again to my favorite marathon, Power with Pride. Please read this donation backwards." You got it.
Nice. Those are some good friends, both Demarine and Partyman X. Oh, of course that doesn't rotate there. But we got a nice skim. Okay, so I'm gonna need, nice use of the J teleport in inverted, which is not the easiest thing to take advantage of in upside down Tetris. But it's a quirk of the rotation system where, because it favors wall kicks, normally favors wall kicks to the right, you can, there are certain circumstances where you can teleport a J piece over a one tile high barrier that you would normally not be able to do.
One of the $5 donations was actually, there's a $5 donation from Jaspertine asking tapper or roller. Is this what you're talking about?
No, that's so that is a reference to NES Tetris, where the meta has moved away from DAS, which is delayed auto shift, to hyper tapping and rolling to be able to play at higher speeds. And thankfully, I do not need to do either of those things because, shoot, okay, I need to focus. But basically, this game, the delayed auto shift works such that you would not be able to tap faster than the delayed auto shift works. So, the delayed auto shift in NES Tetris is very weird compared to if you're used to Tetris the Grandmaster auto shifting, where once it's charged up, it will auto shift every frame. It auto shifts one column. Okay, please. Thank you. Okay. I might be quiet and try to concentrate on getting the clear here.
Totally fair. I think everyone in chat is holding their breath.
Oh, shoot. Nope. Dang it. I was very close to although I was a bit short on points. Dang. So, unfortunately, that's kind of, that happens sometimes. It's a real difficult mode to play. And
It absolutely looks like it. This was like an amazing display. Holy crap.
so, yeah, unfortunately did not get that GM this time, but we do have, so we saw, as you see, when I do, wait, there we go, I did the code correctly. It says rev mode there at the bottom right when I put the button code in. And Tetra actually gave me the code for big mode, so let's enter that one.
Ooh.
So big mode, what this one does, you've seen what rev mode does. Big mode makes the pieces, instead of 4 1x1 blocks making up the pieces, it's 4 2x2 blocks making up the pieces. So effectively it cuts the field from 10 rows wide to 10 rows tall, or 10 rows wide and 20 rows tall to 5 rows wide and 10 rows tall. So it is very silly and a lot of fun and can go pear-shaped very quickly. There are a few other button codes to put in there. So we know that the game has a 20G mode, and it has a nice handy code to let you practice that. So we can do that. There's another one. Mono mode, this makes everything monochrome, so all the blocks are black and white,
Oh no.
or grayscale. So if you may have noticed, all the pieces have a particular color, and that doesn't change. Now they're all the same color, so I can't use the color to as an indicator of the piece shape. There are 2 more. Wait. Okay.
I appreciate that they designed these codes to be stackable.
Yes. Okay, there we go. So TLS mode, TLS stands for Temporary Landing System, and that's, if you noticed at the start of the games, there was a ghost piece there, and that ghost piece went away at level 100. TLS mode makes the ghost piece permanent, which when you have 20G mode on, your piece is on top of the ghost, and so it's effectively meaningless to have both codes, but we got to put them all because it's all codes. And then the last one, is Uki mode, which is a sort of a reference to in Sega Tetris, which this is sort of a spiritual successor to. It's a reference to the monkey in that game. So gives some monkey sounds. It sounds like Uki and Moe when you clear lines. So, and now, without further ado, I think we're going to just hop right in and see what this does.
Yeah.
If it goes pear-shaped real quick, I can start another run because it can go like, one thing that you may not notice, but you can actually lock a piece on an odd column, which effectively ruins the game.
Oh no.
Okay, I am... Okay. I got into kind of a bad situation there, but I think I recovered for the time being.
This is a lot.
Yes. Okay, we got the moe moe when you get back-to-back doubles, or which are really Tetrises.
Right, they are technically Tetrises. Yeah.
It scores them like Tetrises, even, and your levels go up like it was a Tetris. Okay, so this is, yeah. See, you make one mistake and it goes pear-shaped real quick. I might try one more game just to see if I can get a little bit better, but...
Do we have time for some more donations?
Yes.
Thank you. We have Broken Hyperlink with just shy of $12. Thank you so much. We have Looney giving us $15. $5 per day of joy this event has brought me. Oh, thank you. Thank you for bringing us joy, for bringing the Trevor Project some joy as well. And we have Fears4 with $50 saying, "We love you, Antion. Great job."
Aw, thank you. All right.
Ready. Go.
Okay, so trying this one last time. And to my knowledge, no one has cleared all codes. There are a handful of people who have cleared. Oh, and I'm in a bad state already. I'm gonna need some real. Oh, nope. See, that's what can happen.
This game's mean.
Yes, it is.
But to be fair, it is like, you know, I guess when you are inputting like a handful of like, you know, special codes at the start, it's like, no, it's understandable.
And part of the reason no one plays this mode is, like, in an arcade, you'd have to be playing, you know, paying a full credit to do this ridiculousness.
Oh, right. I forgot this is an arcade game.
Yes. Oh, see, there we go. So getting the first game to, like, what, 172 or something like that is pretty good. So I think with that, I should probably call it on my end, and thank everyone for those kind donations. Thanks for unlocking all codes. Sorry I couldn't do better, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your commentary and hosting. Was wonderful as always. And thanks to Power Up with Pride and everything you do for the Trevor Project and the community at whole. It's just wonderful. This is always one of my favorite marathons. So thanks everyone for watching and for having me.
Thank you so much for showing us just how, like, it just has to be said. Yeah, this is extremely difficult and looks it. So this was absolutely amazing to watch. Thank you so much.
Thanks.